The radical Democrats sat in stone-cold silence, arms crossed and faces twisted in rage, as President Donald J. Trump walked into the House chamber on February 24, 2026, and delivered the longest, most powerful State of the Union address in American history. 1 hour and 48 minutes of pure, unfiltered America First truth that left the fake news media melting down in real time. If the radical left's obstruction and media lies continue, they will drag this country right back into the Biden-era disaster of open borders, sky-high inflation, and weak leadership on the world stage. By the time this video ends, you'll know every key moment Trump crushed it, facts that had patriots standing and cheering, and why this speech is the battle cry that proves the America First movement is stronger than ever, and why the midterms are going to be a complete and total bloodbath for the Democrats. The chamber was packed with electric energy. Speaker Mike Johnson gavelled the joint session to order. Republicans rose in thunderous applause as President Trump entered. Democrats stayed glued to their seats, a clear visual of the divide between those who love this country and those who want to tear it down. Trump didn't waste a second. He opened with the line every patriot had been waiting to hear. Members of Congress and my fellow Americans, our nation is back, bigger, better, richer, and stronger than ever before. The right side of the room exploded. Patriots across America watching at home felt that rush. Finally, a leader who refuses to apologize for putting American citizens first. Trump continued without missing a beat. We ended DEI in America. We cut a record number of job-killing regulations. And in 1 year, we have lifted 2.4 million Americans, a record, off of food stamps. Republicans were on their feet again, cheering wildly. Democrats remained seated, refusing to give even basic respect to real results. American patriots saw this exactly for what it was, the party of open borders and government dependency, refusing to acknowledge the successes that are already turning this country around after 4 years of Biden's failures. If you loved seeing Trump walk in like the boss he is, dropping truth bombs while the Democrats sat there looking miserable, smash that like button if you're all in on America First and want this video pushed to more patriots who need to hear the real story. Your like tells YouTube, more of this, keep the truth flowing. Hit subscribe if you're not already subscribed to our channel. We're dropping non-stop coverage of Trump's wins, the left's meltdowns, and why the midterms are going to be a total rout for the good guys. Subscribing means you get every video the second it drops. No waiting, no excuses. And click that bell icon right now. Turn on all notifications. That way, you're the first to know when the next epic clip, fact check, or rally cry hits. Don't let the algorithm hide the momentum we're building. Your support keeps the fight alive and the left on the ropes. Let's go. Trump doubled down on the big picture. This is the golden age of America. The roaring economy is roaring like never before. He highlighted lower gas prices, rising stock market, and millions of Americans finally gaining ground again. Then came the classic Trump line that had the entire right side of the chamber laughing and cheering. People are asking me, please, 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 Mr. President, we're winning too much. We can't take it anymore. Patriots watching knew exactly what he meant. After years of losing under the radical left, America is finally winning again, and the momentum is unstoppable. To drive the point home, Trump invited the US men's gold medal Olympic hockey team as guests. Here with us tonight is a group of winners who just made the entire nation proud. The men's gold medal Olympic hockey team. Come on in. The athletes entered to roaring applause from Republicans. For patriots, this was perfect. Trump celebrating American excellence and strength, while the left sat there looking bitter and small. He couldn't resist addressing the Supreme Court's outrageous ruling just 4 days earlier that struck down his emergency tariff powers. Trump called it straight. The Supreme Court made a very unfortunate ruling. He reminded the nation how those tariffs were bringing billions back home, protecting American workers and forcing fair deals. Facts the left hates, but every working family understands. Republicans cheered loud and clear. The American public saw this as Trump refusing to back down, already pivoting to new tariff authorities under Section 122 to keep the pressure on China and other cheaters. Trump then turned to the crisis that matters most to every American family, the border. He declared with absolute confidence, "Today, our border is secure. Our spirit is restored. Inflation is plummeting. Incomes are rising fast. The roaring economy is roaring like never before." He backed it up with hard numbers. 0 illegal aliens admitted in the past 9 months, thanks to mass deportations and renewed war construction. The Republican side erupted. Democrats murmured and shifted uncomfortably. Patriots across the country watching this felt validated. Finally, a president who treats the border like the national security emergency it is, instead of an open invitation for chaos. Speaker Mike Johnson captured the public mood perfectly right after the speech, when he told Sean Hannity, "Democrats are going to regret not standing up during that speech." That's exactly how millions of us felt. The left's refusal to applaud basic American priorities like secure borders and putting citizens first showed their true colours. As this historic address unfolded, Trump owned the room. Republicans were energized and united. Democrats looked defeated and out of touch. The people saw a leader delivering exactly what he promised: results, strength, and zero apologies. This wasn't just a speech, it was a declaration that the America First agenda is working and the comeback is real. President Trump had just locked in the border victory and fired up the room with that unbreakable America First energy. Republicans were roaring, Democrats sulking, and patriots everywhere knew the fight for our country was far from over. Trump didn't let up. He hammered home the reality check on crime that every law-abiding citizen feels in their bones. Murders in DC this January were down close to 100% from a year ago. The Republican side exploded again. Standing ovations, fists pumping. Democrats sat there like they were at a funeral for their failed policies. Americans watching this felt pure vindication. After years of Democrats' soft-on-crime nonsense that let cities burn and innocent people die, Trump delivered the tough leadership we demanded. He spotlighted a young West Virginia service member wounded in a raid against Maduro's regime as a living symbol of American courage. This hero represents the bravery of our military. GOP members leapt up, cheering loud enough to shake the rafters. Democrats? Still seated. For conservatives who value our troops and national security above everything, this moment hit hard. Trump honouring real heroes while the left refuses to even stand for them. Then came the foreign policy masterclass. Trump laid out how his strength ended forever wars, brought troops home, and made peace through power. Many of the wars I settled were because of the threat of tariffs. I wouldn't have been able to settle them without it. Republicans cheered wildly. The people saw this for what it was. Proof that Trump's deal-making genius, backed by economic leverage and military resolve, is restoring American dominance on the world stage. No more endless wars, no more weakness, just winning. He doubled down on energy independence. We are now the #1 producer of oil and natural gas in the world. The chamber rocked with applause from the right. Patriots know what this means. Lower gas prices at the pump, jobs flooding back to American workers, and no more begging OPEC or bowing to foreign dictators. Trump tied it straight to families. Inflation is plummeting, incomes are rising fast, the roaring economy is roaring like never before. Democrats shifted uncomfortably. The left hates hearing the truth. Their Biden-era spending sprees wrecked the economy, but under Trump, we're roaring back. He invited angel families, relatives of Americans murdered by illegal immigrants, to stand. These are the families devastated by open borders. Republicans stood in solidarity, hearts heavy but resolved. Democrats stayed glued to their seats. This was the gut punch moment for every conservative parent and grandparent. Trump putting victims first, while the left refuses to acknowledge the human cost of their sanctuary city insanity. Trump went straight for the jugular on Democratic priorities. If you agree with this statement, then stand up and show your support. The first duty of the American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens. The entire Republican delegation rose as one. Democrats? Not a single one stood. Trump didn't hold back. You should be ashamed of yourself not standing up. The right side erupted, chants of USA, USA filling the air. Patriots across America felt that fire. Finally, a president calling out the betrayal in real time. This wasn't just rhetoric, it was a defining line that will echo through the midterms. The left showed their true allegiance, and voters won't forget. Trump kept the momentum, touting 0 illegal aliens admitted in 9 months, mass deportations, and ending catch and release. Our border is secure. GOP cheers thundered. Conservatives know this is the security we voted for twice. Walls going up, laws being enforced, America protected. He highlighted more heroes, a 100-year-old Korean War veteran and others, tying it to unbreakable American pride. As this middle stretch built to fever pitch, Trump circled back to the economy with more proof of the turnaround. Factories returning, jobs surging, trillions in investment pouring in because we finally have a president who puts America first. Republicans were on their feet repeatedly, energized and united like never before. Democrats looked smaller with every standing ovation. This wasn't just a speech anymore. It was a movement in full roar. Trump owned every second, turning the State of the Union into the ultimate proof that America First is delivering big league wins. The American public felt it deep. This president is fighting for us. No apologies, no retreat. The comeback is real, and the Democrats are terrified. Trump kept the hammer down, transitioning into the foreign policy wins that have patriots everywhere breathing easier, knowing America's back on top. He laid it out crystal clear. We've crippled Iran's economy with maximum pressure, and they're begging for a deal. Republicans were on their feet, roaring approval. This is the strength we've been demanding after years of weak-kneed appeasement under the radicals. Democrats sat there, refusing to applaud, because they can't stand seeing America dominate adversaries who threaten our way of life. Patriotic Americans felt that surge of pride, Trump delivering on promises to crush regimes like Iran's, where oil exports have plummeted over 90% since his sanctions kicked in, per US Energy Information Administration data. He didn't stop there. Trump spotlighted survivors of Iranian aggression, inviting families impacted by drone strikes to stand. These brave Americans represent our resolve against tyranny. The GOP side erupted in thunderous applause, honoring the victims while Democrats stayed seated, looking out of touch with the real threats facing our troops and allies. Conservatives watching knew this was Trump at his best, putting American lives first and forcing enemies to back down without endless boots on the ground. The address built to a fever pitch on China, where Trump reminded the nation, we've imposed the toughest tariffs in history, forcing them to the table and securing fair deals. Despite the Supreme Court's misguided ruling, he pivoted seamlessly, already invoking new authorities to keep the pressure on. Republicans cheered wildly. This is the economic warfare we've needed to stop Beijing's cheating that's hollowed out our heartland for decades. The right sees this as pure genius. Tariffs that slashed the US-China trade deficit by 18% in his first term, per Commerce Department figures, bringing jobs back and billions in revenue to fund American priorities. Trump then made it personal, introducing more everyday heroes, like a steelworker from Ohio whose factory roared back to life under those very tariffs. This is what America First looks like, he declared. The chamber shook with GOP ovations. Democrats murmured in dissent, but patriots across the country saw the truth. Manufacturing adding over 400,000 jobs pre-pandemic under Trump, according to Bureau of Labor Statistics, proving his policies deliver for the forgotten men and women the elites ignore. Shifting to social issues that fire up every conservative base, Trump vowed to protect women's sports by banning transgender athletes. We must ensure fairness for our daughters. The right side of the room went nuclear. Standing, chanting, fists raised. Democrats booed and heckled, exposing their radical agenda that puts ideology over biology and safety. Americans felt that righteous anger. Finally, a president standing up for our girls against the woke madness that's invading locker rooms and fields nationwide. He didn't shy away from the cultural battles either, blasting Democratic opposition to the SAVE Act. They want to cheat in elections by allowing non-citizen voting. Republicans leaped up, demanding accountability. The left's refusal to stand for basic election integrity, like requiring proof of citizenship, showed their desperation to cling to power through fraud. Trump called it out. Their policy is so bad that the only way they can get elected is to cheat. The cheers from conservatives were deafening, echoing the sentiment that voter ID laws, supported by 80% of Americans per Gallup polls, are common sense, not suppression. As interruptions flared, like Representative Ilhan Omar yelling, "That's a lie," during a segment on immigration scams, Trump powered through, undeterred. Republicans booed her back, turning the moment into a rally cry. The people loved it. Trump refusing to let radical disruptors derail the truth about fraud in communities that game the system, as exposed in multiple DHS reports on asylum abuse. Trump circled back to infrastructure, promising the greatest rebuilding in history, with new bridges, roads and rails funded by tariff windfalls. GOP applause thundered. Conservatives know this is the investment we've craved. Not wasteful Green New Deal boondoggles, but real projects that employ American workers and strengthen supply chains, with over 1 million construction jobs added since his return, per BLS data. He touched on healthcare with ironclad promises. We will protect Medicare and Social Security. No cuts, ever. Republicans stood united. The left's fear-mongering falls flat when you look at the facts. Trump's expansions of telehealth and drug price caps have already saved seniors billions, per HHS estimates, without touching benefits. The final push came with Trump's soaring close. Together, we will make America wealthy again. We will make America strong again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And yes, together, we will make America great again. The Republican side lost it. Prolonged standing ovation, chants of 4 more years, shaking the walls. Democrats started slipping out early, defeated and exposed. This wasn't just an ending, it was a declaration of total victory. Sean Hannity nailed it post-speech on Fox. This was Trump at his best, optimistic, strong, and laying out a vision that resonates with every American who loves this country. Tucker Carlson echoed on his show. The Democrats looked like they were at a funeral because Trump buried their agenda tonight. Even Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene tweeted, "President Trump's SOTU was fire. America First is winning." Now, let's drive this home with the undeniable facts that prove Trump's claims aren't just words, they're reality on the ground. His economic roar? Stock market up 25% since re-election, per Dow Jones data, with unemployment at historic lows of 3.7%, according to BLS. Those tariffs he praised? They forced $550 billion in Japanese investments into US projects, per Commerce reports, and slashed the trade deficit with China by billions, while protecting steel jobs that jumped 15% in output. Border security? 0 illegal crossings in 9 months, a stat backed by CBP data, ending the Biden invasion that cost taxpayers $150 billion annually in services for migrants. Crime drops? Murders down 20% nationwide, per FBI prelims, thanks to tough enforcement that reversed defund the police disasters. Foreign policy triumphs shine brightest. Iran crippled, with GDP contracting 7% under sanctions, per World Bank. ISIS defeated territorially, and peace deals holding in the Middle East without a single new war started. Energy dominance? US oil production at record 13 million barrels daily, per EIA, crashing gas prices below $3 a gallon nationwide. His protection of women's sports? Backed by 70% of Americans in polls like Rasmussen, ensuring fairness amid the left's radical push. Infrastructure? $1.2 trillion invested, creating 2 million jobs, per White House tallies. Healthcare? Drug prices down 50% for insulin, saving lives and wallets. These aren't spin, they're hard facts corroborating every policy Trump touted. His America First agenda is delivering. Factories reopening, wages rising 4.5% year over year per BLS, borders locked, enemies deterred, and pride restored. The left's stone-faced silence? Proof they're terrified because they know voters see the wins. Midterms are coming, and this speech was the roadmap to total Republican dominance. If President Trump's State of the Union speech fired you up like it did us, and you're ready to keep America great, smash that like button right now to show your support and push this video to more patriots. Drop a comment below. What's your favourite moment from Trump's epic State of the Union? Let's flood the comments and wake up the nation. And if you want more no-holds-barred videos exposing the radical left's failures and celebrating Trump's wins, hit subscribe and turn on that bell icon for notifications. Don't let big tech bury the truth. Your sub keeps the fight alive. Like, comment, subscribe. Do it now, America First warriors. Thank you for watching, and God bless the United States of America.